What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Remnant 2. So recently I decided to create a build based on the Chicago typewriter. You can get this gun pretty early on, having the labyrinth being cleared as your only requirement. It's a fun gun, but wow, does it eat through your bullets quickly. And the damage on it isn't the best when compared to boss weapons or say the LMG. But what if we paired it with some excellent rings to give us excellent damage and plenty of time to take an ammo box? This is the Bandit build, and if you suck at dodging attacks, then this might be right up your alley. For reference, I played a bit on Nightmare and then fully tested it on Apocolypse for the video footage. For the two classes, we want to grab Alchemist and Hunter. Alchemist is the main class as its prime perk grants 3 additional concoction buffs. These can be bought from Mudtooth, and normally you can only use one at a time. Each provides a different buff and lasts 120 minutes with the Alchemist's equip. You can get more movement speed, extra mod power regen, and most importantly, increased evade that has 20% less stamina cost. With 4 of these active, you can gain a lot of power right off the bat. Next, we get a 25% increase to all damage and 5% critical chance. Curative effects apply to allies, so this could be huge for your teammates. Lastly, the Alchemist gets a random perk when using a Relic, meaning before a fight, you can have 5 active buffs without using skills or mods yet. Pretty significant in Apocolypse, let me tell you. I highly recommend you run with the skill Vial Frenzy Dust. This throws down a vial which increases fire rate, movement speed, and reload speed by 20% for 15 seconds. But the cloud lasts 10 seconds, so if you stay in the cloud, you get about 25 seconds of a really nice buff that can apply to allies as well. As for Hunter, we want all of its perks for damage reasons. 40% more range damage, 15% weak spot damage, and 5% crit chance. Marking an enemy also grants more crit chance, which gives us a huge boost overall for our guns. For the skill, I run Hunter's Focus. After some more playtime with it, I just love it so much. With automatic guns, it turns them into a laser of bullets as your reticle never moves, and you essentially get 2 times more range because of this. It's a fantastic skill that buffs range damage, weak spot damage, and crit, of which we'll be exploiting heavily. Seriously, Hunter's Focus is amazing here and will drastically increase your damage. As for armor, we'll want the full Bandit set. It looks incredible, and when being a bandit, I don't really know if you can get away from this. Replace the gloves with the Night Stalker gloves for better defense. I hate the way they look, but luckily the Bandit jacket covers up gloves altogether, which really helps not ruin the fashion. I will warn you, your defenses are low. Getting hit by anything doesn't feel good, and in harder modes, bosses almost always one-hit you. The trade-off is our dodge. If we look at the weight, we see that we have a fast dodge and no stamina cost penalty. We'll have an incredible dodge window that can be used regularly. As I just said, we don't want to be getting hit, and if used correctly, this build will keep you from getting hit, so your Relic doesn't need to focus purely on healing. I use the Ruined Relic as it can keep your health going a bit, but provide good mod regen over time, which is very nice to have when not wearing mod regen rings. The fragments we want are ranged critical chance, ranged critical damage, and flawless range damage. These will make sure that even if we miss weak spots, we're still going to be dealing some good solid damage to the bosses. For our primary weapon, we of course want the Chicago typewriter. It looks pretty scrappy like the Bandit armor and will fire a lot of bullets in a short amount of time. Sort of like a slower SMG with more distance. Using corrosive rounds as our mod, we get additional crit chance and some damage over time. The DOT is negligible at best for this build, so focus on the crit more than anything else. Then we're running Momentum as our mutator. This increases crit chance and damage by a noticeable amount, making sure that at minimum, half of your shots are crit. We'll have this weapon hitting 99% crit when finished, but this will keep you going with no skills active and such. Overall, this weapon is great in short to mid range, and when hitting weak spots, puts in some work. Your melee weapon is very important for this build. In fact, I'm requiring that you use the Hero Sword. Not only does it look and feel amazing in combat, but it has a ranged attack, which we will be using in combat to get more damage. Keep this in mind for when I talk about the amulet, but essentially using the charged melee attack grants us more crit chance and damage for 15 seconds. So before each fight, you charge throw the wave, hitting an enemy, and then boom, way more damage. And the thing is very easy to aim as well. Now I use Reinvigorate as my mutator as it reduces stamina cost of all charged melee attacks by 25%. This is huge as charged melees are hefty when it comes to stamina, and the mutator ensures we're always going to have extra stamina to spam dodges even if we attack first. For our sidearm, I recommend the MP60 or SMG. This can be grabbed for free by opening the box in Ford's office using the code on the bottom of your lantern. Then take the key to the dock area and unlock a door where the SMG hides. It's an excellent weapon as it basically is a mini typewriter. Fires quickly, getting very good crit and decent damage. We can use this when the typewriter is out of bullets and get amazing damage numbers still. I recommend Hot Shot as it adds range damage. Since we aren't buffing skills or mod damage, there isn't a reason to focus on them much. And this just improves our gun overall. Now, Harmonizer is the mutator I run as it increases mod damage by 20%. This helps keep your SMG damage on par with your main weapon and also generates some of the mod power for your stowed weapon. This allows you to keep up the corrosive rounds constantly even after you've switched to unload with the sidearm. With this setup, you don't have the best range, but the damage is incredible and bullets fly like crazy. I will warn you, however, this build requires the use of ammo boxes. No way around it. On Apocolypse, you're going to run out fully at least once as the inflated health is a bit crazy and these two eat bullets like no tomorrow. Not a bad thing, but you do need to be aware of it. We already have a nice setup going, but with the rings and amulets, we can get things perfect and become untouchable. The amulet you want is called Butcher's Fetish. It increases critical chance by 15% and critical damage by 25% for 15 seconds after striking an enemy with a charged melee attack. So you use the ranged wave from the hero sword and get a massive buff. Lasts only 15 seconds, but you can always rebuff by using the wave again. It's pretty easy to sustain and grants your melee option a bit more importance than in other gun-based builds. Probability Cord grants 30% more crit damage and it's hard to go without. That much more crit damage is insane, especially when we will mainly be hitting crit for the duration of the game. Akari Warband allows perfect dodges to increase critical chance by 15% and critical damage by 15% for 15 seconds. Sounds meh at first, but once you start using the build, you realize almost all you do is perfect dodge attacks. So you get a really easy boost in damage that for bosses is up the entire fight. Love this ring, and it makes the crit happen so much more often. Ring of Diversion increases invulnerability window while evading and sliding. On top of the already crazy dodge we get, this makes it even better. Typically, as long as you dodge early and not late, the dodge works. For learning to neutral dodge, which is where you do a sort of backstep, it can be an invaluable resource. Lastly, we have one of the best rings in the game, Xania's Malice. Dealing weak spot damage increases weak spot damage by 10% for 7 seconds, which will stack up to 30%. Not only are we getting crit from this build, but we're going to get high weak spot damage. The crazy thing is, we're going to be getting weak spot crit, which is even better. You can get up to 400 damage per shot using this, and that's on an automatic gun that fires many bullets at a time. It's almost the most important ring for this build, especially when you consistently hit the weak spots. While traits don't always differentiate that much from build to build, there are some important options you need to have for this one. Potency comes with Alchemist, and it grants extra concoction duration, which means you can spend less money on the potions and get more out of them. Longshot comes with Hunter, and it increases our weapon range by 6 meters. Since we're using medium range weapons, this helps a lot and gives us a boost that we need to snipe with automatics. Untouchable is an invader trait you can go into, and it's amazing. Grants 30% more evade window. You can start to see light dodge, ring of diversion, concoctions, and this trait. Dodging is so much easier with this build, and while it still requires effort, it definitely gives you more leeway. Vigor, Endurance, Spirit, and Expertise are all must-haves as they improve every build. Siphoner I like in case you do get hit and happen to not have enough time to heal back up. The big one, however, is Fitness. Standing as my new favorite trait, this improves evade distance by 30%. Nearly doubling your dodge distance, and with this equipment, you actually roll faster than you can run, even when in combat. You can get away from an enemy or boss in just 2 dodges, granting you much more time to take ammo boxes or heal. It's the best trait in the game in my opinion, although only on lighter builds that can exploit it. So after all that, I think you can see why this is good. When in Apocolypse, you're one hit a lot of the time, and if not, you're seriously injured. The Bandit build provides you with infinite dodging and does so at a highly efficient rate. You can actually spam the dodge button and rarely run out of stamina, which makes getting out of AoE attacks a piece of cake. Now, on top of the best dodging in the game, we also get great damage. Really high crit chance that means we're always hitting crit, and that crit can stack with weak spot damage to deal even more. The potential here is insane, and you truly feel like a bandit that can't be caught. Now, unfortunately, we have that one downside, the ammo. reloading is a bit slow, and the ammo running out will hurt you big time. Luckily, patience can help negate this problem as you simply dodge everything and bide your time until you have everything ready for another heavy damage phase. As for using the build, I will explain how to do it as there is a lot going on. Before a boss fight, make sure to have all 4 concoctions going, take a relic to get a random buff, enter the fight, and immediately cast both your skills as well as Acid Shot. Then wait until the Hunter's Focus effect becomes active and fire away. You'll aim for a weak spot and get a huge dump of damage right off the bat. Dodge all the attacks that come at you to get even more damage from the band ring, and make sure to use your heavy melee in between reloads to get even more damage. The big thing is that it's going to be easy to forget about meleeing, but it's going to give you such a boost in damage that you really need to be using it. Once you start to get used to the build, you'll get into a nice pattern and begin to feel like a pro. I'm no master when it comes to Apocolypse, and I get hit quite a bit, but this felt very doable with the extra dodge window, and once you have a couple of tries on the boss, the moves really do become too easy to dodge. As always, I will have a full build display here at the end if you're interested, and I think this feels like one of my better builds. High damage, high dodge, it's an excellent combo. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please feel free to leave a like down below, as it really helps me out. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you next time.